20th century, and in the 1990s, we have to still go the same bullshit route that other artists have had to go to get acceptance. If it wasn't for the independence, if it wasn't for the small little cities and the few little ghetto guys trying to make music, it would have never happened. Some of these guys will never make a dime. Some of these guys will be poor and die alone. But in the process, they've been the true renegades. And the true rebels always walk alone anyway. guys will never make a dime. But in the process, they've been the true renegades. And the true rebels always walk alone anyway.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to the British Boring Car Championship. The first 2 rounds of the season here from Brands Hatch on the beautiful Grand Prix circuit. My name is Chaz Draycott, here to guide you through the action this season, and well, plenty of build-up has finally come down to this. The first 2 rounds are going to get underway very shortly. As you can see, it's not too hot at the minute. We're going to have some pretty decent conditions for this one. 26 degrees Celsius with very low winds for these guys. And I tell you what, there's a real challenge in place. Despite the fact these guys have put so many laps in around here this week, it still is going to be quite the challenge for them. We'll get into it then and have a look at the teams for those of you that do not know them at the moment. See there, some of the guys just coming up the pit lane. That actually was my brother, Matt Draycott, who we'll have a look at here. Matt was very quick in the pre-season tests and took the lead in the second pre-season test, going into turn 2 from Dennis Melchett, who is kind of one of the favourites at the moment for iRacing hitters, obviously replicating the Volvos from the 1999 British Touring Car Championship. Look at the bounce that this Jetta gets on. Another one of his rivals is Tom Jacobs in the Nodaphone car, obviously mimicking the Nissan Primera, or Primera, however you say it, from 1999. Niall Crowther is in the dodgy MOT team, mimicking the Rapid Fit Fords from that season. Again, a massive bounce around there. We have Chris Coughlin in the old Matt Neal Team Dynamics car. On here, though, it's Team Drymanics. Team Jane Fonda, Morgan Butler there, in style, massive send over the curb. Nothing rhymes with Honda, trust me. And then we have Josh Rayfield and Carl Jacquelet in the Team Netcode cars. They are not out on track at the moment. A lot of these guys actually still sat in the pits, unfortunately, so we can't really have a look. Well, we can have a look. There they are. You can see Steve Burke here coming down the pit lane. He's the fastest independent in the session at the moment. Any cars, by the way, with with a yellow strip on the left-hand side are the independents in the championship. We have 4 of them: Steve Burke, Matt Draycott, Ben Lambert, and Chris Coughlin. And that was Carl Jacquelet just coming out of the Team Netcode car, which mimics the Nescafe Renault Lagunas from 1999 as well. Another beautiful machine. Quite a few of these guys together on track there. That's Jack Werrell, fellow commentator and very good friend of mine. Well, I am so excited to get this underway for you all. It's going to be a brilliant season. So much has led up to this, though. There has been so much build-up. It's been constant. I've been really excited by it. I've seen all of obviously I've been doing all the prep in the background for it. And let me tell you, it's been manic trying to get all these boys sorted out. But everyone's very happy to be in the championship and looking forward to a really good scrap all the season through. So do stick with us. We're going to have 2 races tonight. The sprint race is the first race of the evening, and that is a 15-minute sprint, as it says in the name. We have a 15-minute qualifying session after this practice, which I'll have to advance in just a few minutes. And then race 2 of the night, due to start just before 9 PM, is a 25-minute feature with a pit stop in there as well. We've purposely fueled the cars so they will not get all the way to the end. Here's Michael Blake coming out for Team Might Just Fit. Him and his teammate Dave Waldock, 2nd and 4th at the moment. Doing a cracking job to start their campaign. And yes, as Ian Fox says in the YouTube chat, we have had some awesome pre-season tests. Here's Ben Lambert in the old Paula Cook mimicking car. Number 24 for this season is Ben. 2nd independent at the moment. He's just running out of the way there, just to get out of the way of Dennis Melchett in the number 88. Like I said, though, Dennis is probably one of the favourites for this championship, and it'll be very difficult for them to knock him off the top spot. Carl Jacquelet was doing really well in pre-season testing, but he seems to be struggling a little bit here as he chases down Steve Burke towards Pilgrim's Drop. You can see the speed in the bottom right. They're not the fastest things in the world, these Jettas, but I tell you what, they certainly do provide some awesome entertainment and really promote good racing. Because the car isn't that fast genuinely, or generally I should say, racecraft is king, as Carl said in his post on Facebook about it earlier. They are still prone to spinning if you catch the right rear or left rear on a curb as you go around. It can easily be done. Or a bit of grass on the exit. Jack Werrell's going to send it up the inside here. of Carl Jacquelet into Sheen Curve. Oh, Jack's run wide. They nearly make contact. I'm surprised they didn't there. That was very, very close indeed. And just while we advance the session here, guys, you're just going to see the thumbnail again. Just going to bring that up just while I advance this so the guys can then crack on. So just bear with me 2 moments and we'll get this underway. Okay, so we've pushed the session forward now to qualifying, so that is just going to finish. And Jack Worrell's just lost it and just piled into Carl Jacquelet at the end of the session. They disappear in a big plume of smoke. And the first qualifying session of the season then is about to get underway. It's not the very first, but it's the first official one in a proper session, and it's Rob Lundgren that leads them out. And Liam Silkstone says, me and Calvin Dent are cheering on Andy Fox after practicing with him last night. And to be honest, mate, Andy's done a great job. He did his first run in the championship and he didn't seem to get on with the car that well, but he's done an absolutely amazing job at the minute in improving his pace and getting right up there. Do let me know if the stream looks alright, guys. I know that according to my screen, the CPU usage is a little bit high at the moment, so just let me know how she looks. This is going to be absolutely awesome to watch, I'm sure. We had some great racing in the second pre-season test where we actually had the first mock race of the championship. That was won by Dennis Melcher, and there was a very interesting incident between Tom Jacobs and his teammate Jack Werrell. Where Jack got a really good start and split the two might just fit cars ahead of him, but unfortunately he then lost it on the way up to Druids on the grass and took out his teammate Tom Jacobs. I'm sure he won't be wanting that to happen again. But thank you everyone for joining us so far. We've just begun qualifying. It's a 15-minute session. Just going to see who is the closest to completing a lap. It looks like at the moment it's Niall Crowther. He's got the 2 Team Netcode cars behind him, so we'll go on board with Niall for a lap as he comes out the final corner then. It's all about keeping your momentum up in these things. I'll give you the dashboard in the bottom right as well so you can see what he's doing. Gradually over to the left then as you go in towards Paddock Hill Bend. Onto the brakes, the back end will try and get away with you, but that's the key to this car. You've got to try and point it in with the back end hanging out. Niall carries the speed through there. They're just outlaps that are registering on the left, so they don't mean anything yet. Niall's a bit deep into Druids, but that's the beauty of this car. You can get so much lock on and just crack on with it. If it's running wide, put more lock on, it's fine. You'll see Niall do it now, look. He runs a bit wide on the Astro, but he's still on the curb, so I think he might just get away with that there. Don't forget, any incident points mean that these laps will be invalidated in qualifying. There is an incident limit for these guys as well. It's 15 for the first race, and they'll get a drive-through. If they get 25, then they will be disqualified from the race, because you really shouldn't be getting that many. And in the feature race, it's 25, and then if you get 35, then you are out of that one as well. Niall really attacking this at the moment, though. The car doesn't look like it's going that quickly, though, does it, guys? It's not the quickest of machines, but look at the bounce through there. Niall is really attacking this lap, and he's doing a good job of it. Him and Andy have been really good teammates so far, trying to work together as best they can. Andy's been very supportive of Niall. Don't clip the grass on the left, sunshine. Into Sterling's. Brake early, get it turned in, try and minimise the bounce. And then down towards Clearways, the final corner of the lap, and it looks like quite a good one from Niall at the moment. He's doing pretty well here. Go back outside and have a look how he gets around the final corner then. Again, minimises the bounce, gets a run to the line. It looks like he's opened up the gap actually on the cars behind him. So the times on the left at the moment are just the outlaps that these guys have registered. So Niall will be the first one to set an official qualifying time this season. And it's a 1:39.9 from Niall Crowther. That's a really good lap from him. Oh, Michael Blake's off the circuit out the final corner. Rob Lundgren goes 1.7 seconds slower. Dave Waldock to the top for Might Just Fit. Now Dave is very, very quick in these cars. We've seen that and we're expecting nothing less of him. Tom Jacobs there, 0.8 off Dave Waldock. That's a very, very good time, but 1:38.8. Now these guys have just been doing, I'd say, oh yeah, the music is back on. Sorry about that, guys. That's very quickly gone. Thank you for pointing that out, Fraz. But yeah, Dave has been very, very quick, and these guys have been doing 139s throughout practice, and Tom was saying there's 138 in there. Dennis Melchett goes second for Ericsson Hitters. Niall Crowther still fourth at the moment. Matt Draycott down in 9th place on a 144.42. I'll show you the lap times in the bottom left so you can see. But wow, Dave Waldock, what a guy. Great lap so far. Chris Coughlin's just coming across the line now as well. There he goes. And he goes into 7th, a 140.3. And wow, massive sends through Paddock Hill Bend. That's how you want to do it. We've got Jack Werrell then coming across the line to finish his lap. His teammate Tom Jacobs third on the grid at the moment. Where will Jack go? Jack goes 13th, 10 seconds off. I think that was just his slow out lap, to be fair. Michael Blake is going back out of the pits. He's sat on pit exit. I'm not sure if he's waiting for his teammate, maybe. Yeah, here comes Dave Waldock out the final corner. Yeah, sorry, Aaron, the music was a little bit loud. Sorry, Fordy said that as well. It was actually the menu music from the 1997 TOCA Touring Cars game, the very first one. I only turned it up because it seemed a bit loud on the, a bit quiet on the preview before I actually started talking, so I didn't realise how much louder than me it was. Andy Fox has gone up to 3rd for Dodgy MOT, and Niall Crowther still in 5th place. Oh, Steve Burke is off the circuit. He's going to bring the car in, get some new tyres, I imagine. We've got Carl Jacquelet down in 13th, Rob Lundgren 12th, Ben Lambert, Chris Coughlin and Matt Draycott. Now in the pre-season test we did on Monday night, Dennis Melchett won the race, Steve Burke finished 2nd, Josh Rayfield was 3rd, with Rob Lundgren in 4th place from the back of the grid. And then Ben Lambert was in 5th. And now these guys 12th and 13th in qualifying. It was probably all about survival in that race. Here is Steve Burke in the very shiny Mark Blair replica car. Number 51, 39.975 for him. Half the field are in the 39s at the moment. Oh, Chris Coughlin's off. Let's have a look at what happened to Chris here. Down the straight he goes. We've seen a couple of these guys clip the grass on the left as they go into turn 1. Is Chris going to do that? Oh, he does, yeah, and that completely sends the car around sideways. Hopping around in the gravel, somehow keeps it out the wall. Great effort to keep it out, but Dave Waldock fastest at the moment. He's dragging his teammate round there, Michael Blake. These guys have both been quick. Sorry, I should get my words out, shouldn't I? Thank you very much, Jay, in the YouTube chat. Yeah, these guys have been very quick between the pair of them. Let's see what Michael can do. He only goes 15th. He's 47 seconds down because that was his out lap, so this will be the quick lap now for him. Tom Jacobs goes a little bit quicker, I think. Carl Jacquelet has improved slightly. Morgan Butler goes up to 5th place there for Team Jane Fonda. Morgan will be very happy with that. Another big send down Paddock Hill Bend. Plenty of curb on the inside. Keep our eye on the timing screen, see who improves. Jacquelet just pops up there to 10th place. All the independents in the middle of the field with the Team Netcode cars. This is Draycott pushing a little bit too hard, I think. He knows he's got the pace, but he's really been struggling. Here's Derek Robb just coming out the pit lane, a little bit late into the session, but he's in it all the same. We haven't really looked at these Team Netcode cars much. These are probably my favourite livery in the championship. Mocking the whole idea of Netcode in iRacing, of course. But thank you for joining me, though. We are going to have an absolute ball tonight, I tell you. You are really going to enjoy this one. Oh, that's an off there. Oh, Ben Lambert's gone over. Car almost goes over on him. You will see that these cars do bounce a lot when the tyres hit the ground. They are very, very stiff, but they do it when they roll over as well. Here are the two Might Just Fit cars. Dave Waldock with the red windscreen banner, Michael Blake with the white one. Mike in the number 18 machine. Let's see what Michael can do with his lap then. The slipstream isn't massive, but he's got one of the quickest guys in the field in front of him in Dave Waldock. Where can Michael go? He goes up to 7th. Just a couple of thousandths of a second ahead of Steve Burke. That's a 139.97. And the boys that are impressing me at the moment, I mean, no disrespect to them, but I wasn't quite expecting to see the Dodgy MOT cars that high up there, to be honest, but they're doing an awesome job. This is Andy Fox in the number 21. His teammate Niall Crowther is in 6th at the moment. And Morgan Butler splitting them in the middle with the Team Jane Fonda car. Steve Burke is the fastest independent, Matt Draycott second, Chris Coughlin third, and oh, that's not quite where you want to be, is it, Chris? Here's Ben Lambert in 13th. But it's very, very competitive at the moment. Times are very close. Ben did really, really well in the pre-season tests. Derek Robb has just put his first lap in the number 11 Team Jane Fonda car. He's got his teammate Morgan Butler just behind. Round Druids. Back down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend he goes. Listen to the immense noise. Look at that, chucks it in. Slightly sideways on the way in. Plenty of commitment. Dennis Melcher has gone to the top of the times, everybody, a 1:38.820, only 16 thousandths of a second ahead of Dave Waldock. Wow, that is close for the top spot. Then Andy Fox, third now, ahead of Tom Jacobs, only half a second off the pace. Burke has gone up to sixth, so he's the fastest independent by quite a long shot. Michael Blake goes up to sixth position there. 8 thousandths off Morgan Butler. It's so close between these guys. There's 5 thousandths between Rayfield and Draycott. They were 1 thousandth of a second apart earlier on when qualifying started. We've only got 4 minutes and a bit of qualifying left to go. This is Derek Robb though, really chucking this not quite Honda around. Awesome commitment. Jacobs goes back up to third, putting Andy Fox down to fourth. And suddenly Niall Crowther finds himself in 8th place. Draycott 10th at the moment. Back up a position goes Steve Burke. He goes up to 5th. Across the line goes Derek Robb. He goes into 12th position, gets himself off the bottom spot. 1.4 seconds off the pace at the moment. Morgan Butler does not improve, it seems. He's still 8 thousandths ahead of Michael Blake, but he's chasing his teammate down now. Full commitment from these boys. And it's Jack Werrell, you know, that's surprising me at the moment. Jack down there in 15th position, 2 seconds off the pace. They are TDIs for us. Yes, they are, mate. The Jetta Clean Diesel Cup car. Jack Werrell goes to 11th place with a 1:40.14. And we've got the 2 fastest guys in the field at the moment on outlaps. This is Dennis Melcher, and it's not a slow outlap, is it? Look at the car bouncing around. Clips a bit of the grass. Oh, Ben Lambert's more than clipped the grass. He's gone flying off. We've got Rob Lundgren, though, a second off the pace at the bottom at the moment. But he showed that it doesn't mean everything in these cars, because he managed to finish 4th from 15th on the grid in the practice race on Monday. Anyway, Dennis Melcher then starts his lap. We'll go on board with Dennis. You'll see how it's done. Gets the back end turned in. Tries to keep it nice and smooth around turn 1. Really wide. Not sure whether he would have got an incident point for that though. I think he may have got away with it. Into Druids. Really send it in on the brakes. Plenty of curb on the inside. Loads of lock. Foot down early. Let it run a little bit wide. Don't take too much curb. Yeah, and Ian saying there, I thought your brother would have been higher up after pre-season testing. I agree. He's 1.1 off the pace at the moment. And someone has just jumped right up the order. Derek Robb goes to 6th place. Draycott, there you go, goes up to 5th position. Suddenly, Niall Crowther, who was doing amazingly in 6th before, is now down into 10th. But look how close these times are. This is epic stuff so far from the British Boring Car Championship. And we have the first 4 race meetings weekly for you, and then after that it's every 2 weeks. Dennis really sends it round Westfield. That's wide. Oh, he's out of shape. I'm not sure whether that will still count. You do get an off track if you go too far there. Dave Waldock is not too far behind Dennis on the lap. He's got another 1.25 minutes left. So we'll have to see where these boys can drag themselves to by the end of the session. Into the final corner then for Dennis Melcher. 2 wheels around there, plenty of curb. Tries to minimise the run to the line, and the number 88 Ericsson Hitter's car. Can he improve on his time? He doesn't straight line it too much, so I'm not sure if he does go faster. So 38.8 still. Ben Lambert a 1:41.3 there. I've realised as well that I can slide out the lap time. Sorry, I did have that option turned off. Michael Blake goes up the order there, a 39.571 into 6th position. Him and his teammate now 2nd and 6th. I realise that the two colours on the left-hand side are a bit difficult to tell apart between the Vauxhalls and the Hondas. Lundgren does a 1:40.6, which puts Ben Lambert at the bottom of the pile, I'm afraid. Dave Waldock didn't improve on his previous lap, by the way, so he stays where he is. And Michael Elliott joins us, watching from a cold South Africa. Good to see you, Michael. Hope you're well, mate. And that'll be the end of qualifying then. So who is finishing the lap? Niall Crowther's just come around the final corner. See whether he can improve his time in the number 23 machine. Across the line he goes. No improvement from Niall, so he will stay 10th at best. Jackalette had just crossed the line as well. Not sure whether he got away with getting another lap in. We'll have to see. We've got Dennis Melcher, and then Dave Waldock and Michael Blake are right together on track as well. So let's see what Dennis can do. Got Rayfield and Jackalette down there in 11th and 12th position. Jack Werrell 13th. And Jack isn't on track either, so he's not going to improve from there. Dennis crosses the line at 1:39.1, so he doesn't improve his time. Here are the two might just fit cars. Dave Waldock and Michael Blake. Across the line they go, really using all of the circuit out the final corner. Across the line they go, they do straight line it a little bit. Waldock doesn't improve, neither does Blake, so neither of them going up the order there. Anyone else on a lap? Morgan Butler's coming to the line, he's staying to the inside, surely he's improved his time there. Nothing registered by the look of it, unfortunately for Morgan. Chris Coughlin is going to be the last car then across the line in the session to set a time anyway. I think Niall Crowther's still out on track. Look at Chris really minimising the run to the line. Surely that's a faster time from him. No, doesn't look like it. Still 1:49 off the pace. So it looks like then, everybody, Dennis Melcher is going to be your first pole sitter for the season. And what a great effort that was for Dennis. The German takes pole in the very first round of the British Boring Car Championship here at Brands Hatch for Ericsson Hittles. Now, just to run you down the points for these races. The first race, basically you get pole position, gives you 1 point. So Dennis is the first guy to get any championship points here. And the sprint race is straight off the bat. It's just one position is 1 point essentially. So if you finish first, you get 10 points, and then it's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's always the top 10 that can score points in the races. So the feature race, it's the current F1 point system. So it's 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. But this sprint race is going to be a bit more feisty for maybe a bit less points. So, Dennis Melcher then, pole position. Very well done for him, with Dave Waldock alongside him on the front row. Tom Jacobs was on pole in the second pre-season test, but jumped the start and got a penalty. Andy Fox 4th. That's a great qualifying from Andy. Matt Draycott 5th, with Michael Blake alongside him on row 3. We then have Steve Burke alongside Derek Robb on row 4. Morgan Butler and Niall Crowther round out your top 10, with Josh Rayfield and Carl Jackalette making it an all-team netcode row 6. Then we have Jack Werrell and Chris Coughlin on row 7, and Rob Lundgren and Ben Lambert round out your field. So Dennis is the only car that we don't have on the grid yet. There is the rest of them. The rabble. Are you all excited for this? I'm excited for this. The very first round of the British Boring Car Championship is upon us. Dennis Melcher takes to the grid then. The music will shut up already, and I will not, because I am way too excited for this. So here we go then. Round 1 of the British Boring Car Championship, that I can't even get the name right of, it is away. Look at Steve Burke's launch in the middle of the field there. He's had a great getaway. Looks like Dennis Melcher has managed to keep his lead off the line. Andy Fox is going to try and go around the outside of Tom Jacobs. Doesn't look like he's made it through there. Plenty of cars sending it over the curbs. There's a bit of a rabble in the middle here. That's Derek Robb running wide into Niall Crowther. Jack Werrell's down the inside as well. See whether anything goes awry here. They're all keeping it nice and clean on this first lap. It's a lot cleaner than the pre-season test was as well. But it's Dennis Melchett leading the race at the moment. Then Carl Giacoletta's sunk like a stone in these first few corners. That's Chris Coughlin going up the inside. Ben Lambert's gone through as well. Bit of contact between the two of them there. Coughlin running a bit wide. Carl's going to come back on. They're going to be 3 wide here as they go towards Surtees. He's got Ben Lambert on the inside. Careful, boys. It's only lap 1 of the season. Chris bouncing around a little bit. They sort themselves out. Just ahead, it's Niall Crowther and Jack Werrell side by side. Looks like Jack's going to slot in there just in front of Rob Lundgren, but Dennis Melchett leads them then from Dave Waldock. Andy Fox has managed to get past Tom Jacobs up into 3rd position. Let's have a quick look how he managed that. And he must have got it done on the exit of turn 1. Because Tom got a hell of a lot of curb on the inside. Here Andy just gets the run and just beats him up towards Druid, so great stuff from Andy. He's going to pop out behind the trees. There he is. Still in 3rd place. You've got Matt Draycott and Steve Burke. Oh, Steve had a bit of a moment there coming into Sheen. Oh, Niall Crowther's around. And he's in the wall. He's going to hopefully stop it from bouncing in front of the field. He does, and he carries on. Damage is off in this championship, because I know that they can be very fragile. But Dennis Melchett then leads us round the end of lap 1. Dave Waldock right on his tail, though. I want to have a look what happened to Steve Burke. Just a moment. Oh, we didn't quite go far enough back there. And now we've gone too far back. This is typical, isn't it? Here we go. Into Sheen curve. Oh, he just took too much curve and got a slowdown, it seems. Tom Jacobs has had Andy Fox into Druids. Steve Burke's actually just gone off the circuit as well at turn 1. He's in the wall. Car's on 2 wheels. That'll be a nightmare. He's in a motion rig. Tom Jacobs then up to 3rd place. He thinks that he's got the pace to win this. He's very confident for this season, I should say. Hope everyone's enjoying it so far. Josh Rayfield is gained 3 places so far. Rob Lundgren has gained 4 positions. He started 15th on the grid. He's up to 11th now, chasing Jack Werrell just in front of him. Just ahead there, that's Josh Rayfield and Morgan Butler. These guys both moving forward. The top 6 are still as they started. You can just hear the tyres screaming for mercy as they go around Hawthorne. Don't forget, we have 2 races tonight. This is just the 15-minute sprint race to get us started. You've got Josh Rayfield in a Team Jane Fonda sandwich at the moment. Morgan Butler just ahead of us then, as you go towards Sheen Curve. And Dave Waldock's overtaken. Dennis Melchett's off! Melchett is off! I think I know what he's done. He's going to clip the grass on the exit of Sheen Curve, and he's thrown the lead away. Round the outside, and yep, that left rear gets on the grass. Car smacks into the wall, bounces across, somehow doesn't hit anybody. Unbelievable stuff, but he's now right at the back of the field, so Dave Waldock leads it, and Tom Jacobs is now in 2nd place, and he is going to be chasing him down with everything that he's got. Tom can sniff a race win here. Dave got really unlucky in the pre-season race because Matt went down the inside of him so hard into Druids he took him off. Jacobs putting the pressure on. Oh, Jack Werrell, his teammate's gone off at turn 1. Look at this chase now, though, from Tom. There is the not Nissan Primera in 2nd place through Graham Hill Bend down towards Surtees. These guys do have to think about these incident points, you know. Well, thank you, Ian, for the comments on the liveries. Andy Fox is in 3rd place now. He's in a podium position, watching this happening in front of him, thinking, go on, boys, have an incident. Matt Draycott leading the independent class at the moment. The next guy he's got to worry about in that is actually Chris Coughlin down in 12th position. Then Ben Lambert's 13th. Steve Burke is in 15th. And then obviously Dennis Melchett back of the field, unfortunately. Josh Rayfield still trying this with the 2 Team Jane Fonda cars. He's still the meat in this sandwich. Whether Morgan can back him up into Derek Robb or not is a different story. We'll have to see. But epic racing so far from these Jetters. Just goes to show how underappreciated they are. Oh, Chris Coughlin's had a moment. He's gone on the grass a little bit. Ben Lambert and Niall Crowther are there waiting as well. There's contact. Unsettles Chris a little bit. Steve's going to try and come through this as well. He thinks, yeah, go on then, boys. Thanks very much. He's going to go past Niall Crowther. They're 2x2. Steve down the inside of Ben Lambert as well. Is there contact? There's a bit of door rubbing there as they come through clearways. Niall gives him a bit of a tap and says, go on. Try it. Oh, Josh Rayfield and Derek Robb swapping places down the straight, but Josh has managed to keep it. Look at that. He's absolutely wedged between the two of them. Thought he was going to make contact there. Morgan was a bit later on the brakes. Manages to stay in front though. He's doing a great job here at defending his Morgan Butler. Jack Werrell has Rob Lundgren behind him in the background. Niall Crowther's gone a bit deep at the top of the hill. He's got Ben Lambert next to him. Slots back in there behind Steve Burke in the privateer car. Up front, the gap is 0.4 seconds. Thanks very much, Michael. Much appreciated, mate. Glad you like the team names. But Dave Waldock leading this race at the moment. I'm sure he will be very happy with that. We know that Dave is quick. We know that Dave is very quick. Morgan Butler and Josh Rayfield are side by side here. Josh actually managed to get his nose in front as they go up to Hawthorne. Look at that round the outside. Josh Rayfield, what a move. Manages to take 6th position in car 6. That was really, really strong commitment there. Chucks it through, and what a place gained there by Josh Rayfield. Let's have a look at that again. It's not going to do it justice, is it, from inside here? Round the outside as they go up towards Hawthorne. He gives Morgan the room, just gets it on the brakes early, and just look at the speed. Morgan's really courteous in the fact that he didn't let the car run out wide and hit him, but wow, amazing stuff from Josh Rayfield. Up to 6th position. He's gained 5 places from where he started. So too has Rob Lundgren in 10th. He started 15th overall. The gap has come down at the front though. Tom Jacobs starting to put the pressure back on Dave Waldock now. Matt Draycott waiting in the wings there with Michael Blake just behind him in 5th place for Might Just Fit. We've got a great field of cars though here, haven't we, guys? Oh, Josh Rayfield, no! I've said it and he's undone it. No, 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 Josh. Oh, I'm absolutely gutted for him. What did he do? We've seen some of the guys in the pre-season test just catching the gravel on the outside and just having one wheel on it sends the car around. Yeah, he's done just that. Oh, look at it bouncing and wobbling. Ben Lambert's also had a bit of an issue. No, he's been overtaken by Dennis Melcher, that's all. Dennis is making his way back through. Oh, I'm so gutted for Josh, though. That means he's there in the background, at the back of the field. Such a shame. But here's your battle for the lead, though. This is not going away, this. Tom is really putting the pressure on Dave Waldock, as I say it for about the 14th time in the broadcast. Through Westfield, bouncing around like nobody's business. Andy Fox has got the best seat in the house for this. He's watching these guys in front and thinking, could I even get a race win here, boys, if there's a bit of a coming together? Tom Jacobs on 2 wheels around Sheen Curve. Ian Fox asking for a refund, saying it's anything but boring. And that's true. I'm really, really loving this. I hope you guys are as well, because we've got plenty of it. 8 race meetings, 2 races each. And the smaller grid means it's a bit more manageable as well. Now, Derek Robb and Rob Lundgren. Oh, sorry, it's not Derek Robb and Rob Lundgren. It's Jack Werrell going through. Jack Werrell makes the move on Derek Robb. Oh, he did this actually quite a while ago, and Derek tried to fight back. Look at that. Tries to get the cutback. Keeps it down the inside and up towards Sheen Curve. Really, really tasty move there from Jack Werrell. Great commitment. He's still got Derek on his tail, and just behind them is Rob Lundgren. These are the closest 2 on track. Derek looks down the inside. Jack's wise to it. He thinks, I'm not having any of that. I'm just going to crack on and do what I can. Don't forget the independents at the moment. We've got Steve Burke and Chris Coughlin just half a second apart in the midfield there. They're in a bit of a train too, but the closest 2 cars on track are genuinely our leaders. Tom Jacobs chasing down. Oh, Carl Jacquelette's gone off the circuit. What's happened? He's just run wide out of Surtees, so he's okay. But Derek is soaking up this pressure at the moment from Tom Jacobs. Derek made me very happy with his number choice as well, because that car in period was number 7 at the hands of Ivan Muller. So it's basically Muller's car with his name on the back of it. Let me know if there is anything that you see that you would like changing, or anything that doesn't look quite right. I'm trying to make sure I do get this right for everybody, but it's a hell of a lot of fun doing it. And Andy Fox, I tell you what, I'm really, really impressed by Andy, because he wasn't very quick when he came into the first pre-season test. He had a bit of a rough ride in the Sim Racers World TCR series that I was commentating and broadcasting on as well. And he's come into this, and he's currently on his way to a podium in the first race of the season. I'm very impressed by that, because the improvement has been amazing from him. Michael Blake there is just starting to get closer to Matt Draycott, and Jack Werrell and Morgan Butler are swapped places, so Jack now really making his way through the order. The pace is coming to him, and he's overtaken both of the Team Jane Fonda cars as he goes into into Paddock Hill Bend. And there you go. Jack Werrell in front. Morgan's not taking it lying down though. Oh, there's contact and Jack's off. Oh, no, it didn't need to happen, boys. Ben Lambert's off as well. But Jack Werrell turned around by Morgan Butler, going up into Druids. Was it Morgan late on the brakes? We'll have to see, but Jack won't be happy with that, I'm afraid. Morgan's gone off the circuit himself, apparently, but come back on straight away. He lost the place to Rob Lundgren in that as well, actually, did Morgan. Now, Dave Waldock is starting to defend here from Tom Jacobs. He clearly knows that he's not got the pace. Has Tom got an overlap there? He's actually managed to get his nose alongside on the rear quarter. Can he go down the inside and take the race lead up through Sheen Curve? That's really brave through there. They both run a bit wide, and behind, Blake is all over the back of Draycott, but we're going to carry on with the lead battle. Tom round the outside of Sterling's. He's got the run, and he's got the race lead. Tom Jacobs makes it work, and I think, is Morgan Butler slowing down for Jack Werrell? I think he might be, because he's lost a lot of places on this lap. I think he is, actually. That's nice to see. But now, Andy Fox is all over the back of Dave Waldock. Andy can sniff second place here. He thinks, oh, off for a podium. Nothing better. Let's go up. Let's go up one. Into Paddock Bend. Dave is so much later on the brakes, but look how much wider he goes on the exit. Andy tries to straighten the car up. Behind this, there's a great battle going on as well. Michael Blake and Matt Draycott's gone down the inside of Andy Fox at the top of the hill, and he's thinking, right, my podium now. Thanks very much, mate. Michael Blake is going to just back out of that one. Doesn't go straight for it. I'm not sure if Morgan is waiting for Jack Werrell anymore, actually. I think he might have just had a slowdown or something. But what a great battle we've got here. There's quite a gap back to Derek Robb. These guys are 7.5 seconds behind the rest of the field. Derek, though, 6th place at the moment. Fine result. Rob Lundgren has gained 8 places from where he started. He's the biggest mover in the field at the moment. You can see it on your left-hand side. Dennis Melcher, slowly but surely, making his way back up the ranks as well. He's into 11th. He's got Chris Coughlin just behind, Niall Crowther and Jack Werrell. And then it's Ben Lambert and, unfortunately, Josh Rayfield, 2.2 seconds off those guys. Closest on track, though. Wait for it. Here they come. And we've only got a matter of laps to go now. Surely, two more after this, actually. But Andy Fox is having to really defend. Oh, Rob Lundgren's gone off the circuit. I was just going to say Andy Fox is really having to defend now from Michael Blake to keep hold of 4th position. Oh, and he's run wide as well onto the final corner, and that is going to be a real shame for Andy. But Michael Blake, well, the pressure pays off, and I tell you what, they might just fit cars at the moment, 2nd and 4th. I was saying at the start of the pre-season testing that these guys are going to be something to watch in the Teams Championship, and what they are doing right now is really nailing that home. Some of the guys have said that the tyres do go over the course of a race. Oh, Steve Burke's got past Carl Jacquelette, by the way, just going into turn 1. Steve makes it stick. Carl wants to come back at him. Rob's defending down the inside. Steve moves twice. Carl down the inside. Does he give him room? Only just so close there. So close, and behind them as well. Chris Coughlin with Niall Crowther, Jack Werrell and Ben Lambert in tow. And this is the beauty of these cars, you know, the guys can push them so hard and just have a real good laugh with them. It's great to watch. It's lead battle, though. I'm sorry, we have to keep coming back to it because Tom Jacobs only just holding on to this now from Dave Waldock, and surely we'll only have either this lap or one more to go. Whether the tyres will last, we'll have to see. I think Dave's actually going to copy Tom's move here. He's got his nose down the inside. He's going to try it again up towards Sheen Curve. It's a carbon copy of what Tom did, but Tom keeps the commitment around the outside and he holds on to the lead. Amazing driving. He thinks, nope, you're going to have to go around me, mate. Oh, Rob Lundgren's gone off the track. He's run wide at Westfield. Easy to do. Oh, and he's into the back of Carl Jacquelette. Carl's off the circuit. Oh, it was a big hit as well. And the 2 Team Netcode cars. There's Ben Lambert joining him in the gravel. The 2 Team Netcode cars at the back of the grid. But it's Tom Jacobs who is going to take the first round of the championship for Vodafone. What a great drive and a great performance. Dave Waldock 2nd. Can't quite get it done in the end. Matt Draycott rounds out your podium. Michael Blake finishes 4th. Andy Fox a brilliant 5th to start his campaign. And Morgan Butler has actually slowed down to let Jack Werrell through at the end. That's very nice of him. He wasn't in it for championship points. Dennis Melcher ends up 8th with Rob Lundgren, his teammate, in 9th. And 10th place, the last championship point, though, does go to Chris Coughlin. But Tom Jacobs is a race winner in the British Boring Car Championship. And you wouldn't think it. I think these boys are they carrying on? I've been given the checkered flag at my end. Matt was definitely weaving it over the line. I think he's just over the moon with it and carrying on. Yeah, some of these guys are just chilling at the back, so they know that the race is over. But Tom will be over the moon. Look at Matt Draycott chucking this thing around. It's a podium as well for Matt's very first race. And a great performance in terms of the independence category. So he is going to be over the moon with that one. So, very first time this season, we'll give you the race results. Tom Jacobs wins for Nodaphone. Gives me great pleasure to say that. He really does deserve it after how much he's been trying in practice and qualifying. Dave Waldock finishes second, only just under 3/10 behind him as well. Fantastic pressure all the way through there to keep it on the back of him. Then we have Matt Draycott in third, highest independent. Dave Waldock's teammate, Michael Blake, finishes 4th. That's really good for the team's championship. Andy Fox in the Dodge MOT machine finishes 5th ahead of Derek Robb in 6th place. Good performance by Derek there, finishing in 6th after starting 8th. Steve Burke 7th is the only one of two cars that actually finished where he started there. The other one was Dave Waldock. Then we have the two Ericsson Hittles cars there behind Dennis Melcher and Rob Lundgren. Chris Coughlin takes the last championship point. And then Niall Crowther finishes 11th, just ahead of Jack Werrell, Ben Lambert and Josh Rayfield. Morgan Butler, fair play to Morgan. He slowed down at the end there to let Jack back through after the incident, which is nice of him. And then Carl Jacquelet, after that incident late on in the race, rounds out your field. Well, what a first race for us there, ladies and gentlemen. Really, really good fun to watch. Plenty of battles on and off track as well. It's pretty mad, isn't it? Pretty mad. But what I'm going to do right now for you, I'm just adding a little slideshow in here for you because I don't have any adverts for the sort of break in the middle. But we're just going to have a few minutes of some of the screenshots from the championship. Let me just make sure that this is going to work for one. Let's just see whether this does work. Oh, just bear with me 1 second, everybody. It seems that the streaming software is frozen for a sec. There we go, I'm back now. Sorry about that, if there was a bit of an issue there. Okay, so what I'm going to do for you, everybody, is I'm just going to pop off for a moment. We're going to go and set up the second session of the evening. And then we'll be able to bring you more action from Brands Hatch. Don't forget, we have a 25-minute feature race coming up for you in just a few minutes. Don't go away, I'll be right back with you. Oh, I forgot to mention, everybody, by the way, it is a reverse grid for race 2. And I'm just doing the random draw now. Just to do it on an Excel formula. It picks a random number between 10 and 16. The drivers have to be on the lead lap or not, actually. Let me just check. Don't even know my own rules. Just holding it down now, just to see what we've got. I'm just going to see whether it is an applicable number for it. Apologies for this. The music will continue though, don't worry. Yeah, it's 10th and 16th. So it's actually picked out 12, which will put Jack Werrell on pole position. So after his incident, it's actually worked in his favour here. So give us a few more minutes and we'll have the second race of the night for you on Chaz Draycott Media.
Those nights when we were younger, we would never sleep.
Okay, what we'll do in the meantime as well, I'll tell you what, because I know that he's going to be absolutely over the moon with it. We'll bring Tom Jacobs in for an interview. Tom, well, I don't really know what to say there, mate. I bet you're absolutely buzzing, aren't you?
Yeah, the heart rate's just coming down now, and I'm trying to cool down a bit by opening my window. So, yeah, pretty over the moon with that, to be honest. I thought Waldock was going to get me towards the end. I've just spoke to him there, and he just said if I'd gone for the move, it'd ruin both our races. So I'm kind of glad he didn't, because the slipstream is strong in this one. Yeah,
it was amazing to see such a close fight all the way through, and to be honest, I'm very, very surprised that you managed to hang it round the outside at Sheen Curve like that. But going into there, was it a bit of a scary moment, or was it just keep it calm, commit to the corner?
Yeah, I just tried to pretend. When I knew he was alongside, obviously I couldn't pretend that he wasn't there. But it was just try and give him as much room as possible, because the last thing I want is to ruin both our races. So, and then just literally flat out keep it pinned. Do you know what I mean? And just, yeah, if he got through, he got through. You know, P2 would have still been a great position to get. But I'm happy with the win. That's pretty special.
And you were saying that was going to be the aim for the season as well. So the fact that you've managed to go and do it in round one of the whole thing as well is. It must be pretty confidence boosting ahead of the second race of the night.
Yeah, big time. But obviously we're going to have Dennis to play with as well in race 2. Unfortunate for him in race 1, so we'll get another one up the top with us, and then we'll see what we can do. We might try and go for another win in race 2, but it's going to be a difficult one.
It certainly will be. Well, Dennis is going to be starting near the front of the grid as well. Don't forget, he's going to be 5th on the grid. The reverse grid was 12 for that one, so you're going to be right back down there. But don't forget, the strategy is going to be a very important part of this one. Do you know what you're going to do yet, or are you going to take it as it comes?
I might go for the Toka 2 strat, and then just pit like midway through the race as soon as the pit lane's open. So, and then just see how we go from there. I'm going to use this one as a bit of a tester, because obviously we haven't done any feature races yet. So we'll see how we go.
Smashing. Well, the session is up, mate, so I'll leave you to it, and we'll watch you in the second one.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Tom Jacobs, your race 1 winner there. And what a deserving winner as well. You know, Tom's been in a lot of leagues that I've raced in, and he's had quite a lot of bad luck in most of them. He's been trying very, very hard, but to get a win on the first round of the championship, well, what a great start to his season. He'll be over the moon. Dennis Melchett, though, been in it from the lead, all on his own. Luckily, no one else got caught up in the incident, but wow, what a start to the championship for him. That wasn't what he would have been expecting, that is for sure. We're just going to get into the session now, though, everyone. So, another moment or so, I'll be back with you. As you'll have heard then, we're back in the session and we're here for race 2 of the evening, and we have a 25-minute feature race ahead of these guys, so plenty to do, plenty of time for the tyres to go off. Will some of them take tyres? That is going to be the question. They will have to take fuel. The cars are on a setup which means they are not fueled to the end of the race, so they have to really think about it. Dave Waldock is someone that came very, very close in race 1 to taking the win down the inside of Sheen Curve, but he took the sensible approach. He knows he's got the pace to be up there for a race win now, and that'll be sitting in his mind, and he'll be thinking, you know what, we can go for this. So he's going to be pushing for the rest of the championship, but getting points on the board early on is important here. Don't forget that first one as well, that's only 1 point difference between those two positions. So you may see some of the guys in the sprint races think, it's not worth it. You know, I'm only going to gain 1 more point from it. But we've seen in championships in real life, of course, that 1 point can be all of the difference. Second race of the night then is 25 points for a race win. Then it's 18 points for second place, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. Top 10 get points. The only way to get an extra point in the championship is to qualify on pole position in race 1. And obviously that went to Dennis Melcher, and he will have needed that as well in the end. Finishing 8th, just ahead of his teammate Rob Lundgren. I hope you're all enjoying the stream so far though. Please do give it a like and make sure that you follow Chaz Draycott Media, whether that be on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you that tunes in. It's all been done as a bit of fun, to be honest, and hopefully it looks good. We do have a couple of wildcard spots to be coming in over the course of the season. So we'll have some high-profile drivers joining us in a couple of the rounds. There will be 5 weeks in the middle of the season when that will happen. And don't forget, we're going to be finishing the championship under lights in the final round at Silverstone in August. For the first 4 race weekends we have got will be consecutive to each other, 4 weeks in a row. And then after that we are going to have every 2 weeks will be a race meeting. Lambert fastest at the moment, 46.2, but these are all just outlaps. These guys are just getting into the session. And we have a 10-minute warm-up just to get the guys ready. This is on an afternoon setting now, so the track is a little bit hotter than it was in race 1. Don't forget as well, bottom of your screen, next week, 4th of June, 7:45 PM, once again on Chaz Draycott Media, we will have rounds 3 and 4 of the championship from Donington Park. We're going to be on the Grand Prix circuit for that one. Good to see you, Mark. Hope you're well, mate. Jack Werrell saying hello in the YouTube chat as well. Well, Matt Draycott won the independence class in that first race, and we'll grab a quick word with him as well, actually. I think he's streaming at this point too. Matt, 3rd place overall. Got to be pretty happy with that one, especially seeing as your top independent as well.
Yeah, I was just talking to Steve about stuff, about what happened to him, and he got a slowdown even though he was like... Oh, sorry, Jim's just talking to me. Oh, we're just going quickest. Nice to take that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so basically Steve just got a slowdown, when he was following on the first lap, I think it was.
Yeah.
And that was why he fell down the order. Did you get the pass on Andy Fox?
Yes, we did. Yes, we also got the incredible pass that will happen behind. I don't know if Josh Rayfield was in the chat and active at the time, but he did an incredible pass around the outside of Morgan Butler in the corner that you're just about to come into now, and probably move of the race for me. It was epic racing. Great battle for the lead in front of you as well. That must have been exciting to watch.
Yeah, I was talking to Tom about it just then as well, and I was saying how I saw a bit of an opportunity when, was it Dave?
Yeah.
Dave Wardock, and I saw him going sort of pushing it. I thought, you know what, they might put each other off here.
Yeah. Golden opportunity for you if that happened.
Well, that's the thing, I did it with Andy. That's how I got past Andy. I just sort of followed. Yeah. Sorry, I just can't really drive and talk at the same time, but I'm 7 tenths up here.
Gonna go fastest or what? Dare you, go on.
Well, then again, I don't know, because I've got one excellent last one, so who knows?
Well, will he go top?
Yeah, of course I will.
Yeah, there we go. Right, well, good luck in the second one. Obviously, a bit more to think about with the pit stop, but we'll have to see what you guys can do in making these tyres last, I suppose.
Yeah, everyone was whinging about the weather, saying it doesn't turn. But okay. I said it doesn't turn anyway.
Well, it's one of those things, you can't change the weather in real life, so we'll have to see how they deal with it. But yeah,
is this late afternoon?
No, just afternoon, this one.
You liar.
The first one was morning, and then this one was afternoon. I forgot that it was that way around.
You told me it was late afternoon.
I know, but anyway, we're going to let you go, but good luck for this second one, Matt, and we'll speak to you later on.
Cheers.
Matt Draycott there, the independent in this championship. There is Ben Lambert as well. Another independent in the number 24. Not having the easiest of first races, but there was a great battle all the way through the championship, to be honest. But at the back of the field, there was a great scrap between these guys. So, in just a matter of seconds, the cars will disappear from sight. Practice is now officially over. And we're going to get a grid for you to all see. And the second race of the night is already upon us. I can't believe how quickly that has come around. It's very, very quick indeed. So here you go then. Jack Werrell will start on pole position alongside Niall Crowther. Ben Lambert and Chris Coughlin make it an all-independent row 2, with Morgan Butler alongside Matt Draycott on row 3. We then have Andy Fox and Steve Burke on row 4, with Carl Jacquelet and Dave Waldock rounding out the top 10. We then have Derek Robb and Rob Lundgren. Actually, sorry, this grid is incorrect, isn't it? I do apologise, everybody, bear with me. As it's done it as the session's ticked over, I don't think it's counted. There we go. Derek Robb, Andy Fox, Michael Blake, Matt Draycott, Dave Waldock, and then Tom Jacobs in 12th. Then we have Ben Lambert, Josh Rayfield, Morgan Butler, and Carl Jacquelet. So Jack Werrell is going to be on pole, and they're already away. They have already gone, and it looks like a fantastic start for Jack Werrell. Niall Crowther's dropped down quite a bit. He's got Rob Lundgren on his outside, Dennis Melchett on his inside. Dennis is already up into 3rd place. Niall takes plenty of curb. Looks like a bit of a blink in the background there for Ben Lambert. This is Matt Draycott in the midfield with Derek Robb just in front of him. Into Druids they go. Careful on the brakes, boys. Looks like everyone's got through cleanly as well. Andy Fox just on the outside. Oh no, Steve Burke. Wow, he goes into space. And then that is Rob Lundgren comes back down as well. Bounces around like mad. Oh, that's a real shame for Rob Lundgren and Steve Burke. They made contact on the exit. Jack Werrell is leading the race. Dave Waldock went off track after it. Let's have a quick look what happened. Oh, Steve just ran wide on the exit and the cars just jinxed into each other and went flying. Rob Lundgren comes back down, doesn't hit anybody somehow. Oh, Dave Waldock turns in, just clips the right rear of Tom Jacobs as well and runs wide. Tom is just making his way up the order now. He's just gone past Josh Rayfield and Ben Lambert. Apparently Steve Burke will be leading the race on the left-hand side of your screen, but that is not correct. It's Jack Werrell from Chris Coughlin. Oh, as Josh Rayfield's gone flying off the circuit in the background. Chris Coughlin, though, 2nd place. Dennis Melchett up into 3rd already. Morgan Butler is also off the track. He's run wide out of Westfield. Dave Waldock there going through. It looks like we're going to have 2 cars out of the race already, but it's another Nodaphone car at the front then. This time it's the one with the blue windscreen banner, Jack Werrell and number 65. Can he repeat what his teammate did in race 1? Ben Lambert's off the circuit. I think Ben's done what we expected him to. Not just him, by the way, everybody. 2 Team Netcode cars behind him. That's Josh Rayfield. He's going to go too quick into here, clip the grass on the left, and around she goes. Into the wall hard, bounces across. Oh, Dave Waldock and Morgan Butler do a great job of avoiding him. And Dennis Melchett has come into pits here. I think Dennis is just going for clean air in this one, you know. He's going to have a very quick pit stop. Let's have a look. I think he's just going to take a bit of fuel so it can get to the end. Unless he's got to stop and go for jumping the start or something. But here's your race leader. And just behind here, actually, Andy Fox down the inside of Michael Blake into Graham Hill Bend. He's got Matt Draycott right behind as well. Tom Jacobs, race 1 winner, trying to come through behind these boys also. Oh, Michael's really trying to put the pressure on. We'll go on the chopper cam just so you can see it from above. These are the closest guys on track at the moment. I imagine Steve Burke still hasn't come down from the moon, especially in a motion rig. Andy's defending the inside line here from Michael Blake. Matt's a little bit later on the brakes, just behind him in the independent car. Can't quite do anything yet, though. Tom just showed his nose. You've got Josh Rayfield trying to get in on this as well, just behind Tom. He'll have a great first-person view of it. Niall Crowther running 3rd at the moment, just ahead of Derek Robb. Chris Coughlin in 2nd position. Bouncing around all over the place at the moment. Steve Burke is coming out of the pits. Looks like Rob Lundgren isn't carrying on, I'm afraid, but Steve Burke still trying to get out there to get some points. Oh, something's wrong there. Something's gone very wrong for Steve, I'm afraid. And here comes the pack down the straight. Jack Werrell leading the way. Niall Crowther is in 3rd, just behind Chris Coughlin. Chris doing a fine job at the moment. And that is Rob Lundgren coming out of the pit lane there. Now Dennis pitted for 19 seconds. So I'm not sure whether he did have a stop and go in that one. The top three are the only cars that are where they started. Derek Robb has gained 3 positions to get up into 4th. Pretty much everyone's gained 3 places actually. Derek Robb, Andy Fox, Michael Blake, Matt Draycott, Josh Rayfield has gained 6. Carl Jackolette's gained 7 spots so far in the Team Netcode car. But it'll only get him 2 championship points as things stand. Just in front there, Josh is trying to put the pressure all over the back. Actually, that's Rob Lundgren, who's a lap down. Rob gets out of the way of him. And Matt Draycott is chasing Michael Blake now as they go down Pilgrim's Chop. We've got some good racing so far, haven't we, everyone? Some good battles. Some close door-to-door stuff. Look at them bouncing around Westfield. The tyres may go off in this hotter weather. Niall Crowther's done the fastest lap of the race on that last lap. He's overtaken Chris Coughlin for P2 as well. Let's have a look how he did that. Oh, Chris has just gone deep into turn 1. Niall's going to get the run. Look at the speed difference. Niall goes to the inside. Outbrakes him. Really good move there from Niall in the dodgy MOT car. And that means now that Chris Coughlin is down the order. Rob Lundgren is apparently off the circuit just now. Oh, he's just getting out of the way of these guys. And it's close between Jackolette and Waldock, who finished finished second in race 1. Side by side into Paddock Hill Bend. Dave gets it done down the inside. Nice move. We're already a fifth of the way through the race so far. Oh, there was a bit of contact there actually between the two. Carl just gives him a bit of a tap going up the hill. Dave carries on as if nothing happened. It looks like Steve Burke is out of the race. Rob Lundgren is just coming in the pit lane as well. Not sure what's happened there. Tom Jacobs has dropped down a little bit too, you know. Tom Jacobs is actually that far ahead of Dennis Melcher, so I think Tom has had his pit stop early. His pit stop was 7 seconds less than Dennis Melcher. So whether he's done that to try and get out of some of the battles and get himself in clean air, it's probably the best for it. Dennis Melcher at 40.1, fastest lap of the race last time round. Here's your race leader though, Jack Werrell, number 65 for Nodaphone. Yeah, tyres or no tyres? It is a very, very valid question. Oh, as Jack has a bit of a blip there. Hopefully no more of that, sir. Derek Robb is all over the back of Chris Coughlin. Just behind him as well, Andy Fox. Having a great evening so far. Finished 5th in race 1. He's 5th now as well, through Stirling's Bend. But it's great to see that the field is still quite close together. You know, they've not really spread out very much, which is nice. So the battles will continue. Who's closest on track? It's actually Coughlin and Rob, just ahead of Andy Fox. Gavin, if you need to turn off the subtitles, mate, I think you've just got to turn your volume up. I don't think it should do subtitles if you've got your volume on. Into Druids once again. Oh, a bit deep there from Chris, and Derek's going to take the opportunity, and down the inside he goes. A little bit of contact on the exit. Chris doesn't give him all the room in the world, but now he's dropped down to 4th place. Derek Robb into a podium position then for Team Jane Fonda. Michael Blake is currently sat in 6th place. You can see the whole top 5 in front of him. He's got Matt Draycott just behind. Chris Coughlin is the highest independent in this race as well at the moment, don't forget. Andy Fox right behind him. Such a great train of cars. Josh Rayfield just here trying to chase down Matt Draycott as well. Looks like the cars that have pitted. We'll just show you the pit stops on the left-hand side. Jacobs, Melcher and Lundgren have pitted. So nose to tail, all of these guys here. This must be great to watch from Josh's point of view. It's so easy to think, oh, he's only right in front of me there, I just need to keep pushing. But it's not that easy, really isn't. We'll see whether any of them actually come in for a pit stop at this point. We're 8 minutes into the race. Niall Crowther comes in the pit lane, Andy Fox, Matt Draycott and Josh Rayfield. So we'll see from Niall's perspective then, him and his teammate make the call. These things don't have pit lane speed limiters as well, don't forget. I think if you turn the auto pit limiter on in iRacing, it will do, but Normally they don't. Oh, Josh overshoots his box a little bit there. Ben Lambert is quite a while off the field here. I think he's had a bit of an issue before. Tom Jacobs coming around the final corner. Matt Draycott's had a quicker stop than Niall and Andy. Oh, I think Niall's overshot his box and only just realised. Andy's taking tyres. This is Matt Draycott. There's Tom Jacobs. This is effectively for the race leader, the guys that have pitted, and Matt will lead the race when it all filters back in as things stand. Niall and Andy have really lost out there, I'm afraid. Niall now 4 seconds behind Dennis Melcher, but still in the lead of the race. Jack Werrell with a 2.7 second gap. That's Rob Lundgren just in front of him on track. Derek Robb second at the moment on circuit with Chris Coughlin behind. Chris is the only car that is where he started in this race. We'll show you the gains and drops on the left hand side. Chris has just got to think about the independence battle that's going on here. But brilliant drive so far from these guys to keep it up the order, keep it all stable and on the circuit. Here's Michael Blake. He's fourth. His teammate in fifth, just behind him there. Anyone else coming in the pit lane? Let's have a look. Yep, Derek Robb jumps in. So too does Michael Blake. Chris Coughlin and Jack Werrell stay out again for another lap or so. Matt Draycott and Tom Jacobs still having a good scrap on fight. Scrap on fight? Scrap on track. Morgan Butler has also come in the pit lane in the Team Jane Fonda car. Oh, he's really overshot his box as well. He has to reverse up the pit lane and then turn back in again. That's a shame for Morgan. Ben Lambert comes through. Michael Blake has beaten Derek Robb out of the pit lane as well. Where is Matt Draycott and Tom Jacobs? Here they are, just coming around the outside of them. And Michael Blake is in front of the pair of them now. This is going to get really interesting because these guys are going to have longer on track now after their pit stops. Tom Jacobs sends it up the inside of Matt Draycott. Through he goes. The number 5 Vodafone car takes the place. Matt thinks now, I don't want any of that, mate. If you're going to be that feisty, I will just let you go at this point. You go chasing after Michael Blake. Michael is now the highest of the cars that have pitted. We'll keep the pit stops on the left-hand side for you, just so you can see what's going on. Here's Jack Werrell into Westfield. There is Chris Coughlin just behind, and then Dave Waldock in third. And we've got quite a gap back of 8 seconds to Carl Jacquelet. Looks like Morgan had a nightmare in the pits. He's dropped down to 14th place now. Steve Burke is out of the race, I'm afraid. Just behind Carl by 10 seconds is Ben Lambert, and then this now is effectively the battle for the race lead. Once all these pit stops sort themselves out, Michael Blake just in front of Tom Jacobs. Just see how close he is as they go up the hill towards Sheen Curve. Chris Coughlin comes in the pit lane, as you can see on the left-hand side. He's going to make his stop now. Is Mike going to be feeling the pressure? It's a silly question, really, isn't it? Race 1 winner on your tail. You've got to think this guy's quicker. But Mike is flooring it, trying everything. So Chris Coughlin now makes his stop. Ben Lambert comes in the pits as well. Down the straight they go. Where is Chris Coughlin in comparison? He's coming out now, but Michael Blake is going to fly past with Tom Jacobs and Matt Draycott in tow. Tom Jacobs is going to go down the inside into Paddock Hill Bend. Doesn't quite have the overlap. Doesn't look like he loses much from it. Matt Draycott's gone a bit wide there. Derek Robb is in 7th position overall, just behind them. And now we only have 3 cars on track that haven't pitted. And I tell you what, these guys are going to really be cutting it fine with fuel, because from what I remember, the setup only does about 15 minutes on the fuel. Chris Coughlin's just in front of Josh Rayfield here for 8th and 9th. Don't forget the points go all the way down to 10th position using the current F1 point system. Steve says in chat that was quite an intense trip to the moon. Apologies to Rob. Spotter said it was clear and it obviously wasn't. Well, fair play to you, Steve. It's a shame, mate. Really was. It was quite the ascension. You did better than SpaceX did yesterday, anyway. That was a real ascension. So Jack Werrell leading the race then. Just over the halfway point now in round 2 of the British Boring Car Championship, and Jack is going to do another lap in the lead. He's milking it at the moment. Dave Waldock is also carrying on. What's Carl Jacquelet going to do? Andy Fox and Ben Lambert have swapped places on that last lap. Carl Jacquelet also doing another lap now. So here is this battle. This is amazing racing from all these guys. So much respect. Tom Jacobs pushing now to get past Michael Blake, and Michael sideways, manages to save it. Matt Draycott's going to come through, and he's going to go down the inside of both of them. He's on the grass as well as they go down the straight. I don't know if there was contact there or Tom's backed out of it to be nice, but they're 3 wide down the straight. Michael's in the middle, and Matt Draycott has taken 4th position. Derek Robb's on his inside though. Blake and Jacobs still side by side. They're all trying so hard. They run wide down Paddock Hill. Jacobs now on the outside of Robb as well. Into Druids they go. Onto the brakes a bit late. Michael Blake tries to tuck it in. Still side by side. Jacobs around the outside of Derek Robb. He's still got the door open though. Down the inside again. Into the left-hander. Graham Hillbend. He's going to go through. Or is he? Derek gets a really good run on the exit, and Michael Blake's going to go with him as well. But Matt Draycott's going to be laughing all the way to the bank here because he's got in front. And he's thinking, go on boys, keep scrapping. Keep scrapping, because that's exactly what I want. Well, Michael Blake, what a save that was going into clearways. Amazing stuff. Josh Rayfield's closing in on this fight too. We need to look further up though at our leaders. That is Jack Werrell. Rob Lundgren in front of him on track there. Rob is 15th overall. 3 cars still not to pit, and I think this is going to have to be the time for them to do it now. This has to be it, surely. Yeah, Jack gets on the brakes, brings the car in. Here's 2nd place Dave Waldock for Might Just Fit. He's also going to do the same, and surely we're going to see Carl Jacquelet do this too. Into clearways he goes, onto the brakes, and the Team Netcode car turns it in over the crest. Yep, sticks it to the inside, and back in the pits he goes. So, Matt Draycott then, look at this lot. Derek Robb leads Michael Blake and Tom Jacobs and Josh Rayfield, with Dennis Melcher waiting in the wings behind, don't forget. Dennis is just sat here thinking, oh my god, what are you lot doing? Oh, and Derek Robb gets sideways on the grass out of the final corner. It's easy to do that. Now, what's he going to do here? Is Jacobs going to make it 3 wide into Paddock Hill? Ben, please don't do this, boys. I can't survive more of this. 3 wide into Paddock Hill we go then. Derek Robb on the outside. He's going to make contact with Blake. Jacobs door banging on the inside. How did they do that? Oh, no. Blake gets turned by Derek Robb and he's around. Somehow Jacobs doesn't go with him. Oh, I don't think it was avoidable not to go 3 wide, boys, but yeah. Oh, shouldn't have happened. Jack Werrell leads the race, though. Look at this. He's got a really good gap now of 4 seconds over Draycott. Waldock in 3rd, Jacobs in 4th, Derek Robb just ahead of Josh Rayfield and Dennis Melcher. I think Josh might have got a slowdown. But that was such a shame for Michael Blake. We'll have to have a look at what happened there. 3 wide into Paddock Hill Bend, and the fact that they held it together so well. Look at that, a little bit of a tap, more of a tap, and then just as Derek straightens his car up, it turns Mike sideways. Tom was very lucky not to get turned around himself there as well. That's such a shame for Michael Blake. Nothing intentional or any malice in that at all, but there you go. So there's your race leader, and here is the battle for 2nd place now. Draycott trying to hold off Waldock. Dave wants a second place finish, or obviously a win, but he could be after a second for the 2nd time tonight in the 2nd round of the championship. Derek Robb doing a great job just in the background there with Dennis Melcher behind him, then Josh Rayfield as well. This is absolutely incredible racing from these boys. You love to see it. Andy Fox is chasing down Chris Coughlin in the middle of the field. He's in 10th place. Chris just ahead in 9th. Niall Crowther in 8th. He's having a bit of a sort of lonely, under-the-radar performance at the moment. But he's doing everything he needs to do. And Matt Draycott and Dave Waldock. Dave's got down the inside. There's a big shoulder barge. They've all run wide. Tom Jacobs in there as well. He gives Dave a kiss for race 1. Now Tom's on the inside. Is he going to go 3 wide again? He is. Oh, there's contact. Waldock into Draycott. Waldock stops it. Draycott saves the car. Well, that's payback for what you did to me in pre-season testing, says Dave. Again, nothing intentional or any malice in it. He stops the car as well, so he doesn't actually gain the place from it, which is nice, but he's lost a lot of places, and it's a Nodaphone 1-2. Jack Werrell leads the race, and his teammate Tom Jacobs is in 2nd position. Tom's having a dream evening so far. Winning race 1. Now, Draycott wants to fight with Melcher here. He knows that he's got the pace to have a good scrap with him. Whether he can do it, we'll have to see. Dave Waldock just trying to get past Derek Robb here. Josh Rayfield, in the meantime, is just sitting, waiting in the wings, thinking, come on, boys, have an accident. I think Derek was on the brakes there. He gets out of the way of Dave. They're good friends, these guys. Dave is on the pace to go and chase the 3 guys that he considered title rivals as well ahead of him there. Matt Draycott, Dennis Melcher and Tom Jacobs, but Nodaphone on for a 1-2 here. We've still got 6.5 minutes of this race to go, though. This is amazing. I really hope you're all enjoying this as much as I am. I am boiling in this room. It was my idea to move into this office in the house as well, and I tell you what, there's no ventilation, but I'm going to need to just smash a window out of one of the walls at some point, because this is taking me to boiling point. Incredible racing. Oh, Ben Lambert's had an issue. Bit of a baptism of fire tonight for Ben Lambert. Carl Jacolette's further down the order as well. Not quite sure what issue Carl's had in this race, but Tom Jacobs is the biggest mover at the moment. 10 positions gained. You can just see Josh Rayfield there attacking Derek Robb. He's having a good fight as well. Oh, Derek's gone a bit deep into turn 1. Josh gets on the brakes to make sure it doesn't hit him, and that's the sort of sportsmanship we need, and that's what we love to see as well in this championship. Josh does go down the inside though. He thinks sportsmanship, Chaz. Watch this. Niall's going to be waiting for an opportunity to come through here as well. We'll go on board with Niall and just watch this developing. They all carry so much speed through the corner as well. That's the thing about this car. It really does take you by surprise how quickly it can handle round a corner. And now we're going to get a bit of slipstream in here as we go on board with Niall. Josh Rayfield and Derek Robb just ahead. They're going to gradually filter over to the right, I think. Yeah, Josh has got the run. He's going to look down the inside of Hawthorne. Last time round he went round the outside of Hawthorne on Morgan Butler, Derek Robb's teammate. Derek got a front row seat to that. A little bit out of shape through there. Niall gradually pulls the momentum on them. But nothing doing yet. Just in front, you saw that as well. Dennis Melchett is just ahead of this great scrap between Matt Draycott and Dave Waldock. Once again, these two come together. 2 wheels over Sheen Curve for Draycott. Oh, in the background, Derek Robb clips the grass, goes very sideways, somehow keeps it together. Beautiful save. And Andy Fox is on fresh tyres. Yeah, you've got a point. Whether it's giving him that much more pace, we'll have to see. He has been chipping away, though. Niall is really tucked in behind this battle now. And this is what we love, because they can race so closely together in these cars. They're not the fastest things in the world. But providing that you keep your wits about you, you can have such amazing racing. Josh down the inside into turn 1 there. Derek Robb can't do anything about that. Tom Jacobs has gone off at Paddock Hill Bend, but he's kept it together. The guys behind, though, they are really starting to catch up now. That's Dennis Melchett, Matt Draycott and Dave Waldock. Oh, Rayfield can't quite beat Derek Robb round there. He's back on the inside now into Graham Hill Bend. Gets the job done. Niall Crowther wants in as well. He's on the inside of Derek Robb, who gets on the brakes. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Niall ends up off the circuit. I think Josh defended it quite aggressively, and then Derek wasn't expecting it. Niall back on, though. Lets his teammate Andy Fox go through, although Andy's all over the grass and the gravel on the exit. The 2 dodgy MOT cars together there. This is still close, though, further up. Dave Waldock really pushing Matt Draycott around. Draycott has been the top independent in both races so far. Whether he can win that championship, we'll have to see over the course of the season. I reckon Burke could give him a good run for his money. Chris Coughlin, the other independent, he's just seen all these guys fighting in front and thinking, I'm all right, boys. I'll take that final point. Don't you worry about that. We'll check in on our race leader, though. Jack Werrell, 4.7 seconds ahead of his teammate Tom Jacobs at the moment, with just over 2.5 minutes of the race to go. He's done what you need to do in a feature race. He drove away from all the incidents at the start, took a pit stop late. He just stayed out in the clean air as long as he could, let the fuel get really low so the car was as light as possible, and he went from there. You can see then just behind, there's Tom Jacobs, his teammate, with Dennis Melchett, Matt Draycott. Oh, Josh Rayfield's come in the pits. Not sure why Josh has done that, unfortunately. Michael Blake now inherits 10th place and 1 championship point. That means now that Chris Coughlin's going to get 2 championship points. But I'm very interested to see whether Nodaphone can hang on to this 1-2, and it's in the hands of Tom Jacobs at the moment. Dave Waldock is trying to spoil the party for Matt Draycott. Dennis Melchett is on for a podium. Thank you everyone for joining us so far in the British Boring Car Championship. Don't forget, we will be having interviews with these guys afterwards as well, so you can get their thoughts. Here's Derek Robb, just trying to defend from these 2 dodgy MOT cars. Andy Fox, he must have a bit more confidence with the fresh tyres. It's not going to give him too much pace over these guys, but having that confidence just to push the car a little bit more is all you need in these scenarios. So we'll see whether he can get him near the end of the race. He's just showing his nose. He's saying, I'm coming for you. I'm chasing you down, Del. chasing you down. Niall Crowther trying to follow in his teammates' footsteps there, but not quite able to do it. In the background there, you've got Michael Blake attacking Chris Coughlin. We've then got quite a spread to the cars behind them after the pit stops, but everyone has pitted in this race now. We've had a couple of guys that have pitted twice, actually both the Team Netcode cars have pitted twice in this race. And Ben Lambert's connection is blipping in and out a little bit, so he keeps disappearing up and down the timing tower on the left, if you can see that. Chris Coughlin lets Michael Blake through. He just gets out of his way, doesn't make him fight too hard for it, although he's all over the rear of him again, though. These two getting involved in a very good scrap, but we're on to the final lap of the race now, and Jack Werrell has led this from the very start, and deservedly so. He had a bit of a tough moment in race 1 with that incident with Morgan Butler. Dan McCauley saying, I really wish I was in on this. Me too, mate. It'd be great to see how you get on against these guys out there. It's a good laugh so far. Here's Derek Robb then. He's got these dodgy MOT cars like wasps all over the back of him. Summer is here and it's buzzing. And it's the two dodgy MOT cars of Niall Crowther and Andy Fox chasing down. It's almost like opposites. It's yellow and blue against red and white. And to tell you what, oh, Andy's not going to do it like that though, is he? Runs wide. And now the pair of them are side by side. Now, this is going to be let me in front or no, I'm coming through down here between these pairs. They go down Pilgrim's Drop. Matt Draycott still holding on to this position ahead of Dave Waldock for 4th. And an amazing scrap opening up. Jack Werrell could potentially, he might not, he'll only just not lead the championship after this. He's going to get 25 points here. Tom Jacobs is going to get 18 for 2nd place and he'll have 10 from race 1 as well. But it's looking like it's going to be a Nodaphone 1-2, everybody. Our first 1-2 of the season. It comes in race 1, and it's going to be a clean sweep tonight for Nodaphone, other than pole position. Round the final corner, it gives me great pleasure to say it. Jack Werrell wins in the British Boring Car Championship. He takes round 2 of the season. Great drive, very well controlled, and his teammate Tom Jacobs makes it a 1-2 just ahead of Dennis Melchett. Matt Draycott rounds out a great night in the Independence Championship, finishing 4th. Then it's Dave Waldock just behind. Derek Robb, another 6th place. Great performance from him. The two dodgy MOT cars, 7th and 8th, with Michael Blake and Chris Coughlin rounding out your points scoring positions in 9th and 10th. What an awesome, awesome drive from these guys. That was great fun to watch, really was. Ben Lambert now coming around the corner to just cross the line and finish in 12th position. There he is. No points for Ben tonight, unfortunately, but still a solid performance either way. He's had a tough time in pre-season testing. He had a great practice race on Monday, but unfortunately it didn't go his way tonight. Same with Josh Rayfield. He was in the top 10 right to the end there, but a pit stop late on took him out of contention. Not quite sure what caused it, but we'll speak to him in a little bit. And here's his teammate Carl Jacquelet. He's got Rob Lundgren just ahead of him on track as well, who's going to finish in 15th. The only car not to finish that one will be Steve Burke, who got sent to the moon at the start of the race, unfortunately. But I really hope you all enjoyed that one. The first proper race meeting of the season, and what a laugh it was. Really, really good fun to watch. Great, great fun. And I hope we can keep that standard all the way through the season. Only the odd little incident here and there. Carl Jacquelet crosses the line then, and that will round it out. But it's a 1-2 for Team Nodaphone. Jack Werrell takes the race win from Tom Jacobs, and I thought we were going to wait a lot longer than that to see our first 1-2 of the championship. Well done to Tom Jacobs, though. What a night for him. Very, very good performance. Dennis Melchett finishes in 3rd place with Matt Draycott 4th, ahead of Dave Waldock in 5th. Those guys have all had a really strong night, to be fair. Derek Robb is going to be 6th with Niall Crowther in 7th and Andy Fox in 8th. Then Michael Blake was 9th with Chris Coughlin in 10th. We're going to see Jack in the background doing some reverse donuts, I believe, or he's going to try to do some donuts. Maybe. Then, like I say, Chris Coughlin 10th, Morgan Butler in 11th, Ben Lambert in 12th, Josh Rayfield in 13th with his teammate Carl Jacquelet in 14th. Rob Lundgren was 1 lap down in the end, and Steve Burke unfortunately didn't make it past the end of lap 1. Well, he's doing his donuts, and he's going to be absolutely over the moon with that. We'll interview him now and have a word. Jack, well done on the win, mate. I bet you're absolutely beaming after that one, aren't you, buddy?
I'm vibrating, mate. That was crazy. I thought, right, after that reverse grid, I was thinking I'm still going to be at the back, but it just rocked up that I was on pole. I thought, right, don't do anything stupid. And I don't know what happened. I just started building a gap, and it just happened. Like the pit stop, I lost a bit of time, but I don't know how I do it. I'm lost for words at this point.
Well, I'm sure as well, as a team, you and Tom gained 10 places in that one and was the biggest mover in the field to round out a 1-2 for your team. You must be absolutely over the moon, taking both race wins tonight as well.
Yeah, it's great for the team and great for the championship, definitely. And yeah, both of us have won a race on rounds 1 and 2. And I said at the start, I think I was actually talking to you at the time. My goal for the championship, a couple of top 5s and maybe a podium, and to go and get a win in the round 2, it's crazy. I'm lost for words. I've never actually won a league race, funnily enough. So this is, yeah, it's sort of a big moment. And I was thinking during that race, because your mind wanders when you're left alone. This was a very similar sort of, I don't know the word. A very similar sort of idea as your first win, because you were in the Kias and you won round here as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually quite a nice comparison, to be honest, mate. I appreciate you bringing that up. But with the pressure from the guys behind, I mean, you had some of the real big hitters in the championship. You know, Jacobs, Melchett, Draycott, and Waldock chasing you down at the end, all having a bit of a battle there. Did you just sort of hope that they got stuck up in their own thing and didn't quite reel you in?
Yeah, that was the idea. I've definitely got my money's worth out of crew chief this evening, because I was asking where's Melchett, where's Jacobs, and where all the quick guys were. And I saw Jacobs getting closer and closer and closer. It'd come from 30 seconds to 20 seconds, and after the pit stop, 5 seconds. And he said it was P2, so I was thinking, right, I've got to get my head down now. And I just turned the delta off because I didn't want to look at it, because I'd just get distracted. And yeah, I kept my head down, and it happened.
Well, it was amazing to watch, mate. I'm very, very pleased for you, and to get such a fantastic evening done for the team on night 1 as well. Very, very well done indeed, mate. I'll let you go and enjoy your moment. I'm sure you won't stop talking about it till next Thursday now. But before I let you go, mate, is anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously Tom for teaching me the ropes. Like I would still be struggling for pace around here if it wasn't for him. And the biggest thank you I can give to you as well, because you're the one that's done all the hard work and set this up, and you're commentating and broadcasting everything like that. So thank you very much.
Not a problem, mate. Well, very well done. I'll speak to you in a little bit.
Thank you very much. See you later.
And well, who better to bring in? I mean, if Mr. Werrell was happy, someone that's going to be on absolute cloud 9 as well is Tom Jacobs joining us in the chat. Tom, that was a night that couldn't really get much better for you, wasn't it?
It couldn't really, no. Well done to Jack as well. What a great drive from him. But yeah, it went pretty well, to be honest. I had a bit of a coming together. It went 3 wide with Derek Robb and Michael Blake into turn 1.
Yeah.
I think I washed out a bit wide and maybe caused a bit of argy-bargy. But I've been down and since apologised and everything's good. So, but apart from that, yes, it was a great race, especially fighting with Waldock and Draycott, your brother. It was it's fantastic. Yeah,
the scraps were really good all the way through the pack, and you showed all the way through the race that you had the pace. You know, it wasn't like you were flying through the order, you were just gradually picking them off one by one. What was you thinking towards the end with only your teammate ahead of you? Was it just keep it stable now, secure the 1-2, or did you want to go after him and maybe think about the win?
I was catching him, but I knew when we had about 3 laps left it wasn't going to be enough to catch him, so I just went into full rear gunner mode. And then into the last lap, Melchett was 0.6 of a second behind me, so it was just about defending from him really, and then securing the 1-2 for us.
Well, you certainly did that and did it well, mate. It was awesome driving to watch. And of course that means you'll lead the championship pretty, well, it's pretty likely you will anyway. If you don't, then I've done my maths wrong. But going to Donington Park next week, we're on the GP loop as well, bringing that back into fashion. What do you reckon of getting these cars around there? It's going to be a bit of a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
I think the old hairpin's going to be quite fun, especially in the feature race, because at the end of that it was like driving on in the wet really. I don't think many people took tyres, so it's an understeering madam, but yeah, I think we'll go all right there. Donington's one of my favourite circuits, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Cracking. Well, just before I let you go, mate, so you can enjoy the moment, is there anyone you would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my dad, Big Ash, watching at home. He watches all of my races and the other series that I run in as well. And a big shout out to Sid. She lets me do this one every week, and yeah, lets me have my fun on my sim rig. So
love it, good stuff. Well done, buddy, and I'll speak to you very soon.
Thanks very much.
And it's always worth bringing in one of your other podium finishes as well. We'll bring Dennis Melchett in. Dennis, not quite the evening that you had planned there, but getting a podium in the end, you know, it's still solid championship points considering it was the feature race, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry for the first race, that was embarrassing.
I wasn't going to talk about it too much, but
No.
we've seen everyone doing it through practice and qualifying, haven't we? I mean, it's been something that's been constantly going on. No one's immune to that mistake, are they?
No, the problem was my dog was running under my legs and I kicked him a corner before and I was not able to get back onto the pedal in time.
Oh, no way. Well, it's one of the strangest reasons I've heard for going off, but fair enough. How are you feeling with your pace, though? I mean, you were solidly on the pace with the guys behind you in that one and gradually making your way to the front. Do you think that the win is just a case of when, not if, this season?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I was very happy that I was able to pick up a lot of places in race 1 to get at least some points with the +1 point from pole position. But still, could have been better. We will see next week, hopefully.
Well, fingers crossed, mate, because it's very early in the championship, as you know. Those Nodaphone boys, though, you know, Jacobs and Werrell, they're on fire at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
How was it racing with your teammate Rob Lundgren as well? Did Rob find it helpful to be with you on track?
So we talked a bit at the beginning to get him a bit quicker in qualifying, but still, there's a lot to learn for him, he says. So I will keep an eye on that as well.
Well, good stuff though. But we'll see how you get on next time round at Donington Park, mate. Just before I let you go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, to all my teammates from teammate, I mean Volvo. My girlfriend watching the race, my mom, and yeah, maybe some other guys watching the race. I have no idea. I have to check the stream afterwards.
Smashing. Well, good to speak to you, Dennis. Very well done, mate, and we'll see you at Donington.
Thank you.
And we'll grab one more interview as well. We've spoken to Matt Draycott tonight, so who we'll speak to now is someone that really did improve over the course of pre-season testing and into this round. Andy Fox joins me in the booth. Andy, that was a strong evening for you, really, overall, wasn't it?
I'm quite happy with that, to be honest, Chaz. I'm also absolutely dripping wet, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's...
don't think I've sweated so much.
That's the thing, everyone thinks, oh, these cars are slow, you don't have to drive them that hard, but they really are a lot of effort to get around this track, aren't they?
Oh yeah, it was good fun though. I think the error was taking tyres in the feature race. I think that was the one that cost me a bit.
Did you not feel that it gave you the pace over the other guys at the end?
It did, but getting past people on that track's difficult, so I think track position was better than having fresh tyres, I think, really.
Okay, well, it's always early in the season at this point, isn't it? So plenty of research to be done into what you can do in the rounds ahead. But in terms of a team effort tonight, you know, you and Niall in the midfield quite strongly getting points over the course of the evening, so you must both be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. So it was a good way to start, sensible, steady start, and then we'll work forward from there, I think.
Well, it's been great to watch, mate. It's good to see those yellow and blue cars shining their way through the field. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before you go tonight, mate?
My usual, and my brother, because he's on the stream, he'll be watching. I know he is, Ian. So yeah, big shout out to him, and I'd say to everybody else as well, all the drivers, because it was nice, clean battling as well. So it was good, and obviously to you for organising it and sorting it all out. Done a top job, mate.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, it's been great to watch, and we will see you next week when we go to Donington Park.
Indeed.
See you there.
Lovely. Cheers.
Andy Fox there of Dodgy MOT. And, well, we saw a couple of incidents. Oh, he's jumped into the interview waiting room. We can't say no at this point now. Top independent after round one joins us, Matt Draycott. Well, another good race there for you, Matt. A fourth place and obviously a podium in race one. That's a pretty good way to start the season, isn't it?
Yeah, I had a little bit of a coming together with, was it Dave?
Yeah.
I think when I was in second, just he sent it down the inside. I had no tyre left, so I had to turn as much as I could. But then we ended up touching, and then I had to go off really. But and then I think I turned down his nose too much, I think. But yeah, went well. Practice when we were in practice, I didn't think it was going to go that well because I couldn't find any pace. and then the one lap that I did well was in qualifying, so that was good.
Oh yeah, it's the perfect time to do it. Moving on with the season towards Donington Park, what sort of experience have you got around there on iRacing? Is it somewhere that you reckon you could do all right?
I have zero knowledge. Well, I know a bit about it when we went to that Autosport and spent hours in a radical around there, but it's a different kettle of fish around here in a Jetta.
Yeah,
I think I still need to buy it, actually.
Oh god.
So that might have to happen.
Well,
Good job on furloughed.
Yeah, thanks. No, I'm not going to say the company name. In terms of your other independents, they had a bit of a rough night this evening. I mean, Chris Coughlin only picked up a handful of points. Ben didn't get any points, and Steve Burke also had a bit of a tough one. So, in terms of the independent championship, you're going to be leading that by a long way. From what you saw, though, did you think that any of the others could really take a fight to you as the season goes on?
Yeah, like Ben's getting there. Obviously, he's new to iRacing, so he's finding it difficult. Did you say it was Jacqueline? Jacqueline's the other one, isn't it?
No, Coughlin. Chris Coughlin.
Coughlin. Don't know much about Chris. I haven't seen how fast he is. I think when we were in practice, we were fairly similar though. Steve is definitely faster than me round here, round these tracks in this car, and he's only had it for a week, so that worries me a little bit. Because when on the first race, obviously he had a slowdown, but before that, every corner he was gaining on me, so I thought it was going to be inevitable that he overtook me, but he didn't, so thank God for slowdowns.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I mean, his incident in race 2, I don't know how his motion rig will have stood up with that one, but I'm going to have a check-in on him after this, because he hit the wall and basically went into orbit with Rob Lundgren.
So, yes, I drove under that.
Yeah, I was going to say
I
Rob
saw
Lundgren
just a
bounced
Rob
down.
Lundgren. Just saw him fly in the air.
Well, that's iRacing's physics for you sometimes, and obviously these cars bounce around a lot, and they do like a bit of a wheel bang. They do sort of bounce off each other, so it's something to consider over the course of the championship. But anyway, before we let you go, though, is there anyone you would like to give a shout out to before the stream ends?
Yeah. Well, you yourself, and I. Because oh my God, my chair's just broke. For putting this on, for choosing such a great car, and I don't see that in any sarcasm at all. But yeah, just I'm not racing for anyone, so there's no other teammates to thank. Just yourself, really, Chaz. Cheers for having me.
No worries. Well, I'll speak to you in a few minutes anyway, I'm sure. But the rest of everyone watching, we'll see you at Donington next week.
Bye.
And that, everybody, brings us to the end of the broadcast. It's been an absolutely brilliant night for the championship, I think. We've seen some incredible racing and plenty of action on track. There has been some brilliant overtakes, a couple of incidents here and there, but we have a awesome format on our hands, don't we? And Team Nodaphone really taking it to everybody else this season already. So, can they keep that up when we go to Donington Park next week? I suppose there's only one way to find out, isn't there? I've been Chaz Draycott of Chaz Draycott Media, and this has been the British Boring Car Championship, rounds 1 and 2 from Brands Hatch. We'll see you in a week. Have a good evening.